What's going on, guys? Welcome to another casual disc golf round. This round's going to take place at Kensington Metro Park in Milford, Michigan at the Black Locust disc golf course. We're playing greens, the south course from longs today. Hole 1, par 4, 619 feet. Very gettable. Just got to keep it in the fairway. Aaron on the tee first. I think he's throwing a Metal Flake DD here from Discmania. Very controlled, smooth shot. I'm going to throw the sidearm. I just feel a lot more comfortable keeping that sidearm in the fairway than my backhand these days. And also, a good spot in the fairway. Looks like Aaron's going to be throwing a forehand turnover into this green. I think that's a great shot shape. And I think he executed that very well. Similar shot for me. I'm taking a Prodigy A4. Just trying to get myself a nice putt. And left it a little short here. But I was able to make that one and take my birdie on hole number 1. Aaron's got this framed up putt here from about 15 feet. Just off the band. All right, I took a 3 there, and Aaron took a 4 on hole number 1. Moving on to hole 2, par 3, 286 feet. Nothing special, just kind of a tight gap, a little bit of a left to right shape in the fairway, and I got very lucky there. Early release on the sidearm, almost hit those first couple of trees on the right side, but gave myself a look. Aaron is going to throw this really touchy backhand turnover. He's pretty good at these. Great release out of his hand, just didn't quite get the full turn that he was looking for, and did hit that tree right in front of him. From circle 2. He caught a lot of chains on that putt. Love the commitment from him. About 45 feet here, so maybe 50. And just left it. I didn't commit at all. Left it very low. Nice little cleanup there. And we both came away with 3s on that hole number 2. Moving on to hole 3. This is a very unique shape. Par 4, only 509 feet, but you can get into trouble pretty quick on this hole. Nice little chip sidearm around the corner for me. I like where that ended up. Aaron's going to do the same thing here. Cutting it real close on that inside, but that's exactly what you want to do if you want to get far around that the corner of that fairway. So Aaron's going to throw this big hyzer shot, and this is something he's been playing with a lot on this hole. Just kind of throw it up nice and high, sharp angle, and let it spike into the green. And he did throw this a little wide. And it caught some trees on the back side of that fairway and did roll them out to the center. I'm going up over the top with a thumber. My shoulder about fell off after this throw. I do not throw overhand shots very much anymore. Gave myself just outside of the circle look. Nice little jump putt approach there from Aaron. Guess I'm probably more like 45 feet, 50 feet. Oh, it felt so good out of my hand. Just this basket is a little bit lower. I don't know if you can tell on the video. So, I got to adjust for that. But I do feel if that basket was a normal height, that one would have caught high chains. Hole 3, walking away with pars. Feels good to birdie that one, but it doesn't hurt to par it. Hole number 4, 343 feet, par 3. And just did not get the turn out of the sidearm that I was looking for, and really carried far down into the rough on the right-hand side. Just gently uphill, but it's got this left to right slope in the fairway. Aaron almost threw this perfectly.
Pretty good.
Just a little bit more turn out of his hand, a little bit more height, and he would have been right up there. I got this massive jump putt. I had one small little window to get out of trouble, and I was able to execute it. 45. Aaron from just outside of the circle. Just over the top. Tester for this comebacker, and just kind of slipped out of his hand there. I took a 3 and Aaron took a 4 on that hole, unfortunately. Moving on to hole 5. This is, it's kind of a spray and pray kind of shot. I mean, you can obviously see there's a gap in the middle of the fairway, but once you hyzer through that gap, there are so many small and big trees that are growing and kind of slanting at different angles, and it's very difficult to determine whether or not you threw it the right way. And as you can see from my reaction, I felt really good about that one. I thought I was going to get to the back side of that fairway, which is a little bit more open, and caught a tree at the last second. Aaron throwing a P3X putter from Discmania, and I think he may have hit the exact same tree. Just throwing a little P Model US touchy little forehand approach there. Super happy with how soft that landed. Just outside the bullseye. Putt for par from me. Aaron pulled that stepper a little bit to the right. And unfortunately did the same on the next one, and then doinked that putt. Man, that happens to the best of us for sure. Hole number 5, Aaron unfortunately took a 5 on that. I took a 3. Moving on to hole 6, par 3, 38 feet. A little dyslexic today. So this shape is very interesting. You can throw a backhand with something that, hyzer release that flips up late and flattens out. Or you can throw this kind of flex sidearm line. I didn't get my Thunderbird to turn at all out of my hand. It's a newer one. I should have known that. Hyzered out way right off the fairway. Aaron's going to go for that nice flip-up line that I was just talking about. Yeah, he's very good at these. And he actually caught the tree down by the basket and left him a really good spot. So here I am from, I don't even know, 90 to 100, and was able to cash that one. The video cut off. I was able to run that down. It felt extremely good to make such a big putt like that after throwing such a terrible drive. Aaron off the top of the band there again. I took a 2 there. Aaron took a 3 on hole 6. Moving on to hole 7. This is a really, really good par 3. I think this is a pro level par 3. And I just threw mine nose up and hyzered way into the fairway on the left-hand side. Aaron's going to take a little bit more of a low penetrating line here, and looked incredible out of his hand. It just didn't quite get that hyzer back at the end. And then I was walking into the rough and realized that I left one of my favorite approach discs behind on the last hole because I threw a second shot in.
So well. It's kind of messed up.
Here I am running back. Aaron thought I was icing him because he threw a good drive. So I was going to throw a little forehand approach, but I had a nice backhand standstill window with a putter, and these are not my strong suit. But you got to practice what you're not good at if you want to be proficient at it. So I was able to hit the pole on that one.
That was cool. All part of my plan.
Aaron's just going to lay this up. Mm-hmm.
You say cleaned up.
So it'll clean up for both of us.
That's right.
Oh. Don't want any more footfalls.
Ooh, doggy, that's a pretty disc.
Hole number 7, both walked away with a 3. Hole number 8, par 3, 342 feet. This one is, it's tricky. You got to throw something that kind of hides a release out of your hand and flips up. And I just,
That was the
grip lock city, hit first available tree. Aaron's much better at this shot than I am. think he's throwing an FD1 here. Just pulled it a little bit farther to the right than he wanted to. Gonna give himself a look though. So I'm basically playing from the short pad at this point. And I don't really know what happened here. I kind of just yanked it over instead of pulling through smoothly on that mid-range shot. So Aaron's got a circle 2 look here. The danger of this is exactly that. Sailing up over the top of the basket on this one because the slope slopes pretty heavily away.
I ain't running that one.
You can hear me saying there, I'm not going to run that one. Tester for a comeback for par here. Oh, that was unfortunate that didn't stay in for him. We walk away with bogeys on hole number 8, hole 9, 300 feet, par 3. This is a really cool hole. I cannot seem to birdie this hole. I don't know if I've ever birdied it playing out here, and it's really not that difficult. Turn my sidearm over there, just trying to do like a kind of hyzer flip up to just gently ride around the corner, and can't seem to execute it. Aaron with a really nice turnover putter shot here. That's his specialty with those putters. And might even be outside of circle 2 here.
No.
Trying to give it something, just hyzered out on me. Aaron for birdie. There
Nice
you
putt.
go. Confident stroke from Aaron there. Nice birdie. And I got this little straddle tester for a comebacker for par. Yeah. Well, it's what happens when you don't respect those close ones. You see the frustration there. Hole number 9, Aaron took a nice 2. I bogeyed. Through 9 holes, I'm even, and Aaron is at +2. Really not a lot of blue on that scorecard. You'd like to see less orange and more blue. Hole number 10, par 3. Really nice shape here. You're kind of thrown over this valley. Aaron threw this shot perfectly. I believe this is a FD1. I'm throwing a Thunderbird off the tee here. A little bit more beat Thunderbird. And honestly held over to the right a lot longer than I wanted it to. But happy with the flight and happy with the release. You can see Aaron's red one there in the bullseye. And the putting is not going great for me this round. Nice bird for Aaron there. He's getting back on track. A little first-person view here. Not sure why I'm testing that. I can't even make it without the camera in my hand. Aaron took a nice 2. I took a 3 on that one. Hole number 11, par 4, 505. So this is definitely a tweener hole. It is gettable, I think, for some of the top pros on tour. I think they can hyzer flip something up through there and get all the way down to circle's edge. But Aaron trying to throw a nice flip up here, and I think it's a little stable on him. Right now, that disc is brand new. Beats that in. That was going to be perfect for him. Lost my glasses in the gravel there, but actually threw a pretty good shot. Landed on the top of the hill on the right-hand side, which is good for my sidearm approach. Aaron's in a tough spot here. So the basket's, he's still got to go kind of over the top of this hill in front of him, over that valley, and then try to keep this one close. He's going thumber. Hate to see it. Now I think he's going tactic with a nice little gentle flex shot. And this was awesome. Even gave it a scare from my angle. A little A4 approach for me. Just give myself get up in the circle, give myself a nice putt for a 3. I'll be happy on this hole. Confident
Nice
stroke from Aaron. Nice putt. Yeah. Hard to comment on things like that. Just got to respect those. Take the time to focus on them and make them. So we're both going to walk away with 4s on that. Hole number 12, downhill, par 3, 420 feet. This is a really nice par 3. You feel good when you get this one. Aaron going nice straight backhand. Just a little bit too much hyzer out of his hand. He set it right away.
Lucky.
Stays in the fairway though. Now I'm going to try this forehand line. I don't normally do this. I throw a backhand, and if I gave this just a teeny bit more turn out of my hand, it would have been, right at inside the circle or circle's edge. Aaron's been working on these a lot, these forehand kind of flop shots.
Perfectly excellent.
Awesome. Got this for my birdie putt. Oh, kind of yanked it out of my hand. Caught that branch, and the branch redirected it, and I thought it was going to put it right in there. So, not a big deal. Both took away, 3s on that hole. Feels good to get a birdie, though. Hole 13, par 3, 345 feet. This one, it looks dead straight on the map there, but it actually kind of bends to the right from this long pad. So you can see Aaron's trying to turn something. Turned it a little bit too much out of his hand. But a great pull through on that mid. Now I just yanked this sidearm over. You can see from my form there how I just lowered my whole body and yanked it over the left. Somehow took the local route and got all the way up here into circle 2. Tried to give it something, a little short. Aaron also from circle 2. Yep, both gave it attempts from that long range, just didn't quite draw any metal. I like that cleanup. Been missing a couple of those cleanup putts, so felt good to put that one in there. Hole 13, both took 3s. Moving on to hole number 14. Kind of a similar shot shape. The hole's downhill, though, so you want to take this sidearm and put a little bit of a flex on it. So you're going to see Aaron here try to throw this nice and low and put a little flex out of his hand. Little early release. Turned his wrist over a little bit there. You're going to see an even worse throw from me. Yanked it into the trees on the left-hand side. Dropped it in the middle of the fairway. It's going to take an A4, nice and easy. Try to put this under the basket, get a stress-free par and walk away. Looked pretty good out of the hand. Have Aaron here for a little turnover, kind of stepper jump putt. Not bad, just kind of went nose up on him and stalled out. All right, circle's edge putt for me. This is not where I meant to leave this. And that feels nice to get after the putting round that I've been having. Nice confident putt from Aaron. All right, no harm, no foul. 3s on that hole. Walking on to hole 15, 305, par 3. This has a very interesting shape. As you can see from the video here, that turnover sidearm is a really, really good shot for this hole. And Aaron almost threw it so well. He caught the tree on the left side of the fairway. His driver, he threw something kind of stable, and it was flattening it out for him. It was going to get right down to the bucket. I liked how he threw that. I'm throwing an A4, more of a gentle turn, and I really like this out of my hand. Aaron from circle 2 just kind of tossing that one down there. It does slope pretty hard downhill behind the basket, so it doesn't show well on the camera, and that's probably why I did this. Just didn't commit whatsoever. just kind of tossed it at the basket.
Couple
Was worried about
Cotopaxi's,
missing and sailing down the hill, which I kind of did anyway.
Not a sponsor of the video.
Made my
luck.
cleanup.
Pick you up.
Moving on.
Thank you.
So 3's there again. Moving on to hole 16. Really awesome par 3, 343. Really low ceiling hole. I think Aaron's throwing a mid-range here and just released it early. Low out of his hand. Almost hit that tee sign for the short tee. And I'm trying FD and just grip locked it, yanked it. Same thing I did on hole 8. And you can see the disappointment there. This is not where you want to be walking on this hole. I'm just off to the left-hand side of the short tee pad, and it's jail. There's a lot of vines hanging down, thorns, teeny branches everywhere, so I got to throw this little teeny roller. And actually, super happy with that. Where I
Really
was
good
to
out.
where I just got to, that could have taken me 2 strokes easily to get there. I was trying to make this out of
It's a
frustration.
casual 150 jumper.
Back.
And Aaron outside of circle 2. Good jump putt. Good steam on that one. A little tester for par. It's in. So I took a 4. Aaron took a 3 on hole 16. Moving on to 17. Pretty unique shape, as you can see from the map here. It's a par 4, 558 feet. Again, kind of that tweener distance. It's almost impossible to get to on a, get there in 2. So Aaron's trying to throw this roller down. Not a bad idea. Just has to get it down a little bit sooner.
Where'd it go?
But he stayed in the fairway.
Oh, there it is.
Now I'm going to throw this power sidearm out and around.
That's pretty big.
Not a bad spot to be. I wish I threw it a little bit deeper. Is what it is. You got to work with what you get. And Aaron's going to throw this super tight turnover line. Yeah.
We'll try it, I guess.
Great shot, Aaron.
Dirty.
That's pure luck.
Jesus.
Just a little chip, A4. Had a nice little window there. You definitely like walking up on the pin and seeing you and your buddies this close to the basket on that. So drop in 3s for us. Great hole. Hole 18, this can be a tough one. Par 4, 634 feet. You can see the shape here. You got to get all the way down to the corner, and then it's kind of directly up left.
That's confidence
up this
right
pretty
there.
steep hill, and then the basket sits on top of the mound, which can make it pretty dangerous when you're running a long-range putt.
I didn't get it over. Terrible.
Not a bad release from Aaron, just hyzered out on him. Didn't quite get the turn out of the hand he was looking for, and I definitely didn't get the turn out of my hand I was looking for. Caught the tree there on the left side of the fairway and dropped down. The left side of this fairway is trouble, and you usually only have this forehand roller anywhere you are on that left-hand side to get out, and gave you the thumbs up there. I think that turned out pretty great based on how I
Forehand
saw
roller,
it
for sure.
leave my eyesight. Aaron, same thing here. He's got to get down to a knee and throw that forehand roller, trying to get it to curve left at the bottom of the hill, right where the fairway bends, and stood up on him a little bit too much. You can see here he's over to the right side, and then he's got to throw through this gap and get his putter to try to get to the top of that hill where the pin is. Discmania P3X coming from Aaron. Very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Gave himself a look.
I like that.
And my roller actually got all the way down here, so super happy when I walked up on this disc. Throwing a little backhand putter and almost, if I would have hit that tree branch any harder, I would have been left with a 50-footer going uphill. So fortunately I did not, and it actually slowed me down a little bit and kept me right on top of the hill. Oh, good commitment from Aaron. Left him with a little comebacker here, but he knocks it down. So I'm going to clean this up for par. Yep. So on hole 18, Aaron, unfortunately, with the bogey 5 there, I took a 4. Looking at the scorecard, you want to see a lot more blue, less orange. Not very good scores from Aaron and I in terms of our skill level, but you can't always post the good rounds. We look to improve in the future, and we're going to be posting a lot more videos like this. So if you liked it, please subscribe, and see you on the next one.